Hi all, welcome to my YouTube lecture on HTML programming using Verilog. So this session as a special session, I'm just taking up design of carry lookup adder using Verilog, which was a part of data flow design style on the request of some of the viewers. So this lookup carry adder is an important topic to be understood, and it has certain advantage over the other adders that we will understand how to design the same. We will just study those things in this session. So the reference is somewhere Palnetkar book and Peter Shinden, and I also acknowledge Xilinx Corp for providing its evaluation version. So here is a block diagram. The block diagram goes like this: bit 0, bit 1, bit 2, and bit 3. All these specifies the full adder. This is full adder processing the zeroth bit of the inputs x and y with C naught, that is C input, and it will give out C out and sum out. Bit 1 is operating on the first bit, second bit, and third bit. So it can be considered as full adder 0, full adder 1, full adder 2, and full adder 3. As this is a carry look ahead adder, so there is a special block that is called carry look ahead logic. Why we need to perform this? What are the advantages of this carry look ahead adder or ripple carry adder? That we have to understand. Ripple carry adder is it takes normally more time to give out the output, whereas carry look adder solves the or gives out the output comparatively with less delay. So because of this advantage, with this advantage, we use this carry lookup adder very prevalently. And in some cases where you are concerned with area, because this results in more area because you need to have additional hardware here. In that cases, we prefer ripple carry adder. So it just depend on what you want to have. If you want to have the less area less area optimization, then you can go ahead with ripple carry adder. If you want to have delay optimization, then you can go ahead with carry lookup adder. So this is a block diagram. This is a truth table of the carry lookup adder. So before we just proceed with the design, let us explain you certain concepts of carry lookup adder using paperwork. So here we have a carry lookup adder design. I have taken the truth table as it was there in PPTs. So we have X and Y as inputs, which is of 4 bits, as we have considered a design of 4-bit carry adder. So Ci is a carry input and Ci plus 1 is carry output. Si is your sum output, wherein it is also of 4 bits. So here what I have considered is Xi, Yi indicates a single bit that we are representing for the moment. Si is also a single bit. So this resembles a single full adder truth table. So single full adder truth table you already know. I just make out some different analysis here. Look at the carry output Ci plus 1. It will stay at 0 irrespective of what is there at carry input when your X and Y are 0. So when your input X and Y are 0, irrespective of your carry input, your carry output stays at 0. So this I call it as kill, or else I can call it as carry kill. I mention it as Ki. So this is Xi, Yi, its negation. Why? Because so when Xi and Yi are in its complemented form, then your carry output will be killed. It will be set to 0. So no need to check at all for carry input. So here, let us come over here. When your Xi and Yi are 1, irrespective of your carry input, your carry out is set. So this I call it as generate carry. Carry generate. And the expression for it is Gi Xi ANDed with Yi. So Xi ANDed with Yi means when this is 1 and this is 1, your carry is set to 1. That's the meaning of carry generate. And now coming to this sets of inputs. So here when your X and Y have different logics, either 0 1 or 1 0, this is a replication, don't worry about it. Here we have two cases. One is 0 1 and or else 1 0. In this cases, what our carry output should be. You can just compare this carry output with your carry input. It is just propagating the carry what I am having at the input. So your carry out will be same as carry input when your X and Y have different logics. So this set I call it as carry propagate. So carry propagate expression I write it as Pi is equal to, when it will happen, when X and Y have different logics. How to check that X and Y have different logic? When X is 0, Y is 1, or Y is 0 and X is 1, in that case your propagate will give you logic 1. So that time when Pi is logic 1, so your carry should be propagated as it is. So this is the meaning of carry propagate: carry kill, carry propagate, and carry generate. Now with this information we proceed further. Now we just try to write adder equation. Carry look ahead adder equations. So carry look ahead adder equations, some expression is just as simple as this: xi XORed with yi XORed with ci. But here you have seen that in propagate we have already an expression of xi XORed with yi. So this I replace it with propagate expression. So now my sum expression is formed. So this is the sum expression. Now in the same way, to find out the expression for carry expression goes like this. So carry I plus 1 means carry out. So carry I plus 1 will be set only during these two cases. Carry kill, it will not set the carry, so we will ignore it. In these two cases carry will be set. So how to write it? So to generate a carry, so always it is 1 1 here irrespective of your carry input when xi and yi are 1. So xi and yi are 1 means its AND operation will give you gi. So whenever gi is 1, your carry I plus 1 should be set. That's the first condition. Plus, or with this should also be set. How it should be written? When xi XORed with yi, that is when this gives you logic 1, when Pi is logic 1, then what you have to do? You have to pass Ci as it is to the Ci plus 1. So when Pi is logic 1, your Ci should be passed as it is to the output. So this gives you the carry I plus 1 expression. So this is your carry expression, carry out expression. So this is a basic design. Now we will move further to just compute the further carry up. So here I take this carry expression and I just go on deriving it for 4 bits. If I want to generate carry output of the first signal, then what I am supposed to do? I apply this. I plus 1 means I should be set to 0. I is set to 0. C1 is equal to G0 plus P0 dot C0. I just substituted I is equal to 0. Now when I is equal to 1, what happens? It will be C2 is equal to G1 plus P1 dot C1. C1 is already computed. So what I do is I replace C1 with already computed expression. G1 plus P1 dot, in place of C1 I'll be writing G0 plus P0 dot C0. So I just elaborate it. G1 plus P1 G0, P1 dot G0, P1 dot G0, and plus P1 dot P0 dot C0. This is the expression for C2. This is C0, C1, this is C2. Now when I set I is equal to 2, what do I get? C3 is equal to G2, 1 less than this, G2 plus P2 dot C2. C2 expression is already computed here. So let me write it. G2 plus P2, in place of C2 I'll be writing this. G1 plus P1 G0 plus P1 dot P0 dot C0. So now open the bracket. G2 plus P2 G1 plus P1 dot P2 dot P1 dot G0 plus P2 dot P1 dot P0 dot C0. So this is the expression for C3. Now the last expression is I is equal to 3. will result in C4 is equal to G3 plus P3 dot C3. So in place of C3, what I'm supposed to write? So just copy it down from the above expression, this expression, G2 plus P2 G1 plus P2 P1 G0 plus P2 P1 P0 C0. So now the final expression would look like this: G3 P3 G2 plus P3 P2 G1 plus P3 P2 P1 G0 plus P3 P2 P1 P0 and C0. So this is the expression for C4. So we could generate the expression for some expression is this, and C1, C2, C3, C4. All these are carry output of 4-bit carry lookup adder expression. So with this, we'll just look into the code, how it is written. So in the code also, uh, we will take the code in the PPTs and we will analyze in detail. These are the same expression which has been taken in the code as well, PPT as well. Yes, we looked into the uh, explanation regarding the carry locator. Same logic I have used here. The truth table is also same. You can check it. And I just want to have a request amongst you. Please refer the lecture number 6 at time 8 minutes. So it is the code is already explained on paperwork. Let me write it here. Lecture 6 at 8 minutes 0 seconds. You please refer that. You have a code written on the carry lookup header. So please refer it, and then you can just again go ahead with the next explanations. So here we have the expression, same expressions that we had on the paperwork, same expression have been taken. So this is how the block diagram looks now. So we will be generating with inputs P0 and G0 will be generating. K0 or Ki is not necessary because it will kill the carry, and we are just thinking about setting the carry. So ignore K. So P and G will be generating for all the things. C0 is there. With these things generated, because the X and Y will be available at 0 time itself. So because of which P and G will be available as soon as X and Y will be supplied with value. So when P and G values are known, I can compute all the carries and all the sums, because of which there will be no delay in this carry lookup adder. And we can see that sum is computed by Pi XORed with Ci. P0 XORed with C0, P1 XORed with C1, like that continues, some expression. And carry expression, we have just now discussed about the expression of the carry. So in that way, it will proceed. So here's the code. Same code as we had discussed in lecture 6. So I think I could have written lecture 6 there. I forgot to write lecture 6. This is lecture 6. Lecture 6 at 8 time minutes. You can just refer it. Now here, module full adder. You have sum, cout, a, b, and cin. Five inputs and outputs. Outputs of 4 bits sum and one single bit output cout. Input is a, b of 4 bits and cin. X and y. Rather than considering x and y, I have considered it as a and b, which is of 4 bit. Input is cin. So wires, I have defined P0, P1, P2, P3, G0, G1, G2, G3. 4 wires and 8 wires plus 4 wires for carry. So first we'll write the code for generating propagate. So propagate expression, you already know it's a XOR operation of X and Y. Here it is A and B. A0 XORed with B0 will give you P0. A1 XORed with B1 will give you P1. Like that it proceeds. I have used assign only one time. You can have 4 number of times or a single time. It does not make any difference. If you use 4 number of times the assign, you make sure that you use a semicolon to end the line expression. If you use single time, make sure that you end the each expression with comma and end the final expression with semicolon. Both are accepted. Next, so now we'll compute the G expression, generate expression. Generate expression is given by ANDed operation of the X and Y. Here it is A and B. A0 ANDed with B0 will give G0. A1 ANDed with B1 will give you G1, and so on. So you have generated generate expression as well as propagate expression. Now we'll go ahead for carry expressions. Carry expression, Ci is equal to Gi ORed with pi ANDed with ci. The same thing we have used. When I is substituted with 0, we get c1 is equal to g naught ORed with p naught ANDed with c in. C in is nothing but c naught, both are same. So now c2 is equal to the expression what we have computed on the paperwork. The same expression I have taken here for c3 as well as c4 and ended with semicolon. Next, for some expression is just given by propagate XORed with Cin, propagate XORed with C1, C2, and C3 for respective bits of some expression. P is nothing but propagate. Propagate is given by again A XORed with B. So it's as good as writing A XORed with B XORed with Cin. Now at final, don't forget C out should be assigned with C4 because C4 will be having the carry out expression or carry out value that should be assigned to C out. So this completes your code. The same code we shall take in the Xilinx environment and we will look into it. So here's the Xilinx environment. Already the code is written. Same code it is. Same code. Full add 4. Same code. Everything is same. So now I have synthesized it. We'll just directly simulate it. So I'll simulate and I'll give the supply the inputs as it is. So lot many expressions are there. So what I do is I just delete all those things. So here I'll be concentrating on A, B, C, N and some expression only. So these all things are not needed. So what I'm doing is I'm just selecting it. I'm removing it. I think I should have not removed some C out, A, B, and C. Right click, add to wave. So you can add only these things. I restart it. So when I restart it, I can give the inputs. Before I give the inputs, I just select again all these things. I keep it in the unsigned radix so that it will be easy for reading. So I keep it as unsigned radix, unsigned decimal. Now I supply the inputs. Input A, let me give the constant as some any value, any random value. Let me give it as 8. So for B constant, let me give it as 4, and C in is a single bit. So let me give it as force constant. Let me give it as 0 right now. 8 plus 4 should be 12. 12 should be the answer. So we have a 12 answer here. So now I'll just try to change the value of B. So B value I'll change it to uh, 7. B value I'll change it to 7. 8 plus 7 would be 8 plus 7 would be 15. Now I am having 15 value. Now I force the carry in to check the carry overflow. See, in when it is made 1, 15 plus 1 would be 16. So what happens during 16? So your least significant 4 bits will be stored in the sum, that is 0. The most significant bit will be a carry overflow, so that's why C out becomes 1. So it's like 16. 16 cannot be represented with 4-bit value, so that's why it is representing it as sum equal to 0, carry is equal to 1. So this is your carry lookahead header. If you have any doubts in understanding carry lookahead header, please ask your queries in the comment box. And to keep updated for the upcoming videos, kindly subscribe my YouTube channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.